Just a quick update on the Lotus here. Excuse the state of the garage. I've been working at this thing from 8 o'clock this morning. So obviously there's an exige clam on it now. It's just set in place because I bought this with the intention of doing a full exige body conversion and wasn't going to rush into it until I decided to pull the clam off. There's the old one. To flush the radiator, which obviously sits in here. I wanted to flush the radiator just to get rid of any last bits of oil residue, having the previous issue with the oil lamp over mixing the oil and water. But anyway, once I pulled the clam off, I realized how bad condition this clam is. It's been repaired multiple times and it's quite heavy because it's quite nose heavy actually, because it's been repaired so many times at the bottom. And this nice carbon splitter is on its last legs really, so it looks good from above, but underneath there's not much left. So anyway, I'm gonna force ahead with the exige clam. There's a headlight mat. It's called a headlight mounting panel. It's like a bucket that gets bonded into the clam from the underneath. For this side, it was missing whenever I bought the clam, so I'm gonna mount that whenever I've ordered one. It's gonna be here this week, and I'll get that done. And then this body is going for paint on Wednesday next week. Also the crash panel, or sorry, the what's this called? The ducting for the radiator. It actually sat about an inch beyond this exige clam. They must have different boxes for the Elise and the exige, so I had to trim that back so we get the clams in position. You can't see it. I've got some carbon access panels from Greg's Race Parts, so they're all just set in place. I'm going to make some carbon versions of these louvres, so I'm not going to worry about painting those. I'm just going to leave it like quite race car look, with maybe rivets on a carbon louver, so we'll see how that goes. All the last items in the engine are done. I have the charge cooler and the pump all, obviously this is just, I'm just mocking up for the intake, but charge cooler water pump is wired and is controlled by ECU, and you have the tank here, as well as a few changes since the last video where I've changed the breather lines into a catch can, which might change at some point because it's quite small and it looks like a little Chinese thing, so probably just change it out for something better. What else? Yeah, I've obviously got the new powder coated intake manifold in place, so that looks nice and neat now without the big chop line through it. I'm still paranoid a little bit about the oil or the header tank because there is still a tiny little bit of like condensation on the inside of it. So we see there, but I think it is just residue from there still being bits of oil contamination in the system, but I don't think it is still mixing, but I'm still going to keep an eye on it. But everything else is done. I know the dash is apart here, but pretty much ready to go for lapping. I'm going to mount this up obviously, but oh shit. Everything's running good. I actually took it for a little drive down the road, and it's going to be pretty mad. But only a few tiny little things to sort. I've got my boost solenoid to join up to the external wastegate, and I've set the fuel pressure again because I was messing with it. So no, it's not perfect, so it's not running ideally, but it's nearly there. So not far away. Probably just going to turn my hand to the bodywork now and get a map soon. So